What are the benefits of practicing yoga? So, what are the benefits that regular yoga practice will bring? Let's look at this together and see what benefits it brings to have that practice physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually. So, let's start with the physical aspect of practicing yoga. So I'm sure all of you that have done at least one class of yoga have noted that the feeling that you have when you come out of Shavasana, you feel fully rejuvenated, often very harmonized within your own body, very refreshed. So something that a yoga practice combined with a final relaxation really does is it balance out exercises that for strength and flexibility. So what happens is that you will get a very balanced feeling after a class. Yeah, so you're working on building strength in your body, but at the same time working on opening the tissues and doing deep stretching, which releases tension that might have been held in the body for a longer period of time. Now, hand in hand with that goes the mental aspect. Yeah, mentally, why should we practice yoga? What benefits does it have? Now, often when we feel stuck in the body or when the connection with the body is not so much there, when we feel that we're very present in the head but maybe not fully to the rest of our own embodiment, yoga can really, really help to ground yourself more into the whole body and into your whole physical experience rather than only being present in the head. Yeah, so something that a regular practice does is bring more awareness to the entire body and to your feelings rather than only being present with what the mind is up to and whatever is playing in your head. Now, at the same time, doing a regular practice, so doing breath based practices, so where we combine this breath and movement, in this way, we help to calm down the mind. So, the more we work with deep and steady breathing, the more we work towards, or the more we work on balancing the nervous system. Yeah, so when we do deep and steady breathing, the nervous system relaxes. So often during the day, if we're a lot in our head, maybe work requires, that we use the brain very much. It might mean that we're constantly in the head in a sense of contraction, and we're so focused that actually the rest of the body is quite forgotten, and the system almost goes into a fight or flight mode, survival mode. Now, on the long term, this can cause burnout and stress and all these things that can actually be prevented when, from time to time, we just either do a yoga practice or even just do simple breathing exercises where we ground more into our whole experience, lower the heart rate, and deepen the breath. So, a regular yoga practice can actually decrease stress levels. Yeah? And it actually helps when coming out of a burnout, and it really, really helps to lower any stress level, and even it helps to lower high blood pressure if practiced in a very restorative way. Now, then emotionally. So often when we go through the day and we are very much engaged mentally, but we're not so connected to the body, what can happen is that we don't really feel so embodied, or we don't feel so much in connection with our entire being, which is also that emotional level. Yeah? So the moment that we're not so in contact with our emotions, there is a bigger tendency to run ahead of ourselves, to do too much, to plan too much. And in that way, over time, we really run on empty. So what a yoga practice helps is being in better contact with our emotions and our feelings. So by taking those moments of internalization that we always do in the practice, and also by starting to listen better to the physical body and the feedback that the body gives, we learn to more and more internalize and actually integrate all the small feedback that the body gives us. So we learn to listen better to our own intuition and to our body and what it tries to tell us. So the body is so incredibly intelligent. You can even say it has a mind of its own, which I would call the intuition. And the more we tune into our own intuition, the more we really trust and understand and feel what is right for us and what is not. So the more we start taking better decisions in line with what's okay for us and what feels good for us. And then that goes into the spiritual aspect of why yoga is so beneficial to practice. So yoga was classically thousands and thousands of years ago designed as a path towards self-realization. So this simply means that yoga is a tool, or it's the practice that helps us to realize who we truly are and what our purpose is here in this lifetime. So by doing these practices and tuning more and more into intuitively what you know is right for you, and starting to trust your own inner voice, and that's not just the voice mentally of your mind, but it's really the voice of, you can say, your heart or your deeper intuition. And the more you do that, the more you start living a full, authentic life and starting to not just make decisions that are right for you, but that feel fully and completely right for you as a full integrated being with all those different levels of your experience. And the more and more you start making those kind of decisions, the more and more you attract the life you want.